Ni kedai bati CCTV. Bat pidang pet yaki kubor paman kesni. Balawan rasya pidang Modrina Auto Enterprises Maulanong Kwar TSS Road Shillong. Ringkat bat ka Orange Nissan Looms Hope Ho Shillong. Wan bantiet yaka kali Datsun ready go batamai. Kabas kem bat bidor.
Kinhon Menteri Jongko Sorkar jela mentagasngi ke khan arterik urisau arajar arpau kala shim yaka rai ban wanra yaka jingpen kelam bat ke jingpen bait thamai haka rule 10A Jongko Meghalaya State Gas Rule khat khandai spa khandai phuwei bat kumju ru la shim yaka rai ban penher yaka dor basiu yaka bailut san haka ba yedai bat ke jingshna yaka surok ba bat kiwei.
This particular amendment will allow state guests who may be accorded the status of a state guest would be retired judges and his or her spouse and two other dependents, members of the family, during their visit to Meghalaya houses at Kolkata and at New Delhi. And such provisions will also be extended to former governors and former chief ministers. So this amendment was made in the Meghalaya state guest rules. The second decision that was taken in the cabinet today was to reduce the administrative cost for land acquisition from 10% to 2.5%. The right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013 came into force with effect from 1st January 2014 in all parts of the country, being a central act. With the enforcement of the new Act 2013, the old Act, Land Acquisition Act 1894, had been repealed. There is a provision for administrative costs envisaged in both the right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013 and Land Acquisition Act 1894. Earlier, the old Act of 1894, the Revenue and Disaster Management Department levied charges of 20,000 and above 8% for administration for establishment and 2% for contingency charges. This amount, as mentioned, has now been reduced to 2.5%. And the Revenue and Disaster Management Department, after considering all aspects, has worked out that the rates for defense, IBBF and BOPs should be at 2%. And contingency at 0.5, that is 2.5. For national highways and state roads, again 2.5. All central and state projects and state government departments at 8%. And any other project other than the above mentioned at the old rate, which is 10%. So this has been done actually in terms of the bigger projects like the national highways that are taken up. In those, the agency charges were very high. So in the land acquisition, if the agency charges are at 10%, then it becomes very high for the concerned authorities. And therefore, that amount has been reduced, keeping in mind these big infrastructure projects. And the agency charge, as I said, in those cases, the administrative cost, is reduced to 2.5. So that was the second decision that was taken in the cabinet today. The third decision that was taken in the cabinet was to form a new company. This is a proposal to set up a special purpose vehicle, i.e. the Meghalaya Energy Efficiency Limited under the Power Department. This is being done as one of the power sector reforms which the Government of India has mandated all the state governments to do. This will have two purposes and two effects. Number one, energy efficiency is a subject that is of key importance today in the power sector. Therefore, a need to have an agency, a company, a special purpose vehicle, whatever nomenclature you would like to use, in order to look into the aspects of efficiency is needed, and hence the Meghalaya Energy Efficiency Limited has been formed. The other part of this reformation is that Government of India has laid down conditions to all the state governments that in order to avail the additional 2% loan factor from the banks, which is 4%, which is 5% of the GSDP of the states, the 2% additional amount which Government of India has agreed has been on the condition of implementation of One Nation, One Ration card, 2, the ease of doing business reforms, 3, the urban local body utility reforms, and 4, power sector reforms. Therefore, by doing this reform and by achieving higher efficiency in the energy sector, which would ultimately help the overall energy sector in the state, we are also creating this reform which will enable the government also to access the additional debt ceiling that the Government of India has given to all the state governments in the country. That was the fourth decision that was taken. The fifth decision today was the introduction of central bonded warehouse and addition of new Rule 211A and Rule 44.1 to 45.14 of the Meghalaya Bonded Warehouse Rules. This particular amendment would allow the state government to have a central bonded warehouse. This central bonded warehouse would be above all the other bonds. And through the central bonded warehouse, the bonds would then purchase all the necessary products through the central bonded warehouse. The purpose and objective of setting this bonded warehouse is multiple. Number one, the ad valorem that was being collected from the different bonds, there are 44 bonds in the state, will now be paid by this particular central bonded warehouse. This will ensure that the revenue collection is from one source, which would mean that it would reduce the chances of any kind of leakage in revenue. If it existed, it would ensure that it would plug those particular loopholes and it would plug those particular gaps in the system. Number two, this would also allow the bonds to function in a much more economical manner, because they would not have to purchase large quantities directly from the factory. They would be able to take as their requirement is from the central bonded warehouses. Third, these bonds would also be given a minimum profit margin eligibility of 8%. This aspect was not there earlier, and the bonds were not given any assurance in terms of percentage. But for the first time, the bonds will receive a minimum profit margin of 8%. And further, the bonds will not have to pay the ad valorem anymore. The ad valorem pressure or the ad valorem payment will go to the central bonded warehouse. Hence, the financial implications on the bonds also would reduce. This would in no way impact the revenue and the profit structure and profit margin of the retail shops. This particular bonded warehouse would be based on a competitive bidding process, which the process will start as we have cleared the cabinet in the cabinet today. And we are sure that with the implementation of this particular proposal of having a central bonded warehouse, the overall revenue of the excise department and the state government would jump many-fold.